second day in a row for Lauren Coughlin and Jin Young Ko to be paired together. They were in twosomes yesterday and found themselves kind of the center of attention after the final group had taken a tumble. They were a couple groups ahead and were surging. Oh, this is a low hook. Manages to jump over the bunkers. Got away with that. Don't know if she's going to be able to get to the green in two, but avoided trouble.
It's just wild out there.
This is on the 7th hole. Decision time for Jin Young Ko, Kay?
It is. Her ball is not sitting well in the rough. Ball a little bit below her feet, and the grass is kind of fluffed up behind the ball. It's going to make it hard to get height on this shot to carry that cross bunker.
I mean, the run out just to the right. Like 80 to 1. Because we can only hit it about 80, 90. We're going to have like 150 if we... I mean, I think if you're going to go for it, I would hit a hybrid. I just don't feel like that's going to stay in the air 160 meters.
I think hybrid carries everything.
150 on the left. You don't think you did? No? So just lay up?
That's better.
Yeah. We still got room in front. I mean, most we're going to hit is like a 6 iron, but we got a 7 iron there. So just like 90. You see whether we don't want it landing.
Important hole for Jin Young Ko. She tries to fend off those challenges. Looks like they may have come to a decision, and
48.
it's going to be safety first by the looks of things.
I like this play.
Then you want to land it like 85, 90.
Is it too yellow?
Yeah. 100.
There's, you know, that big, massive, wide, deep cross bunker that has elevation to it that she would just have to carry a shot at least 170 yards with height. And out of this lie, that was a tall ask. So instead going to hit a wedge short, and it'll leave her a much longer third in, but she'll be hitting in from the fairway.
I agree, Kay. This is a smart play. And you could hear Dave say that the hybrid was going to stay in the air longer even than a fairway metal, which would have.
Back to the 7th and the 3rd shot here for Jin Young Ko.
She's got a 7 iron in hand. Long distance, but trying to land this about 150.
Oh, they love it. They love it. Oh, it almost drops.
And that's just really mature golf right there. Helpful with
Raindrops falling for the first time since this leader group has gone off. Just a light rain at the moment. Hopefully,
well, you did tell us that you had
increase.
your umbrella, Kay.
I do, and I have my rain gear, so I'm okay. It's really quite pleasant out here. The temps are very nice, so even this little rain's not gonna, I think, change things too much. But this will be for Jin Young's first birdie today, Tom. That's hard to believe when you're 3 under par.
Yeah, she made 2 eagles. Eagled the 2nd and eagled the 4th. Yeah. Go back to that decision they made on the 2nd shot, and you mentioned that, Kay, and how important that was to use the experience of both player and caddy, plot their way down the hole and not take any risk. And this one just catching the right side. Yeah, dead weight pace. So 2-shot lead.
Grant Boone, Morgan Pressel, Tom Abbott, and Kay Cockrell is following the final group that includes our leader, Jin Young Ko, who's at the par 3 8th.
That's a 7-iron. She's trying to draw into this front hole location. I'd say that was spot on in terms of accuracy.
7-iron, the second straight hole. She nearly dunks it. Final group of this FM championship here at TPC Boston at the par 3 8th, and the leader Jin Young Ko has a putt for birdie. Take a look at our insights by KPMG. Morgan, this is indicative of how great Jin Young Ko is. When you convert 75% of your leads entering the final round, you're just lapping the rest of golf.
Yeah, it just comes down to mental strength, really, the difference in that. It's not ability, it's not your technique, it's your mental ability and comfortability being in that position. And I mean, even the way she started today, 4 under through the first 4 holes, just shows a tremendous amount of confidence, Kay, in her ability to play out in front.
Yeah, she did some unusual things early, but she took it in stride. This a little right to left breaking putt. Yeah, most of the break happened at the beginning, then straightened out.
Even the strategy.
His greens are great, though. Really good surfaces. So different than what they had last week at St Andrews when it was very slow because of the wind. Now, Jin Young Ko.
Oh, this is another miss left. Oh, it hits the tree, ricochets out of the woods, but is in quite a bit of fescue and rough over there.
Well, we'll see how she handles that. A couple of loose drives for Jin Young Ko in the early going.
Just one back of this woman who's at the 9th.
Yeah, Jin Young Ko. Can she see the flag from where she is, Kay?
Yeah, she can. It's just like we talked about, they're blue flags that are easy to get lost in the horizon or whatever's behind you. Ball in this fescue Kentucky rye grass. It's thick. 130 yards to the front of the green. Going with an 8-iron. Sounded like she caught that pretty cleanly.
I mean, what a break.
Yeah.
What a break from, and you need a little bit of luck to win in this game. There's no question. A couple good breaks to go your way. Close.
Tap in birdie for Titikun to get to 12 under. We go back to the 9th.
And this one looks like it could be pretty speedy, Kay.
Definitely. She's going with the putter. She likes to do that when she's off the putting surface, but she really just has to putt this as if it were maybe a 3-footer. Get it rolling on the green surface. It's downhill the entire way. How good was that effort?
Really great try. In front of the FM pavilion there, they've had employees from all over the world, Global Corporation. They've had employees from all over the world traveling to be here this week and really celebrating their company and being involved with the Open.
After her fellow Hawaii native Michelle Wie won the U.S. Women's Open, Allison got it done. It was a 2-shot lead for Jin Young Ko when this final round began. She's led by as many as 4 at the moment. As she makes the turn, she's up by 1.
Straightaway par 4, and oh, here's yet another pull hook. That's her 4th one today. Got away with it on the last hole. That she might not be so lucky this time.
Yeah, that settled into some thicker grass. She was set up a little bit open with her feet there. She does tend to do that. That is common for...
Now the search is on for Jin Young Ko's tee shot at the 10th. We are sure it's inside the penalty area. Not sure she'll be able to play it even if she can find it.
Okay.
Morgan, she's had the lefts.
Yeah, this is the 3rd tee shot in the last 4 holes that she has missed. Well left. She got away with the one on the 9th tee, but this one doesn't look like she will be quite as fortunate. It is a penalty area.
You can mark it and look.
She doesn't have to worry about two club lengths getting her out. I don't think it was quite that far in from what we saw.
She's getting stuck there.
Yeah. There's not a lot of... Oh, boy.
I got you.
Careful here.
There you go.
Lauren to the rescue.
Okay, very positive. That's good. Go around here? Okay.
You can see they're looking by those yellow flowers. Looks like it's actually just a little bit short of those yellow flowers. We can still see a lot of the ball. It's just on the edge of the thicker grass. Yeah, it should be almost right behind where Dave Brooker's standing right now.
So a third shot upcoming here. Okay, hang tight. We'll check that.
And we'll go back over to 10.
To the front.
130 meters. We hear, Kay.
I think this is the smart play anyway. Even if she were to have found it in the edge, it's so thick there. There was a marshal here who definitively said, gave her a line that it went into the penalty area. So she's taken a drop out to the side, and it's no bargain here either. She's still dealing with a lot of rough and 140 to the front.
How far is the
And looks like some tree trouble if she wants to go anywhere near that hole location as well.
Yeah, I don't think she's thinking of that at all. Maybe just going to the fat part of the green, get it up there in the front or on the front right part of the green.
Like a low punch and just... We're just trying to land it a little short of the green. Yeah, like a 25 shot, low punch.
Right now, your focus is on making a bogey 5. You know, get it up there on or just short of the green and ensure you make a bogey and stay away from a big number. Caught that really solidly.
Club twirl.
Yeah, beautiful. Actually, it's going to go through the green, but I think she'll have a decent amount of green to work with from there. Depends on the lie.
Let's take a look. We mentioned that Jin Young has a bit of the left. She was left on 7, but here on the 9th, she gets away with this one, but starts it left and hooking. She tends to hit a little bit of a fade, gets a kiss off of a tree, and gets away with that one. Could have ended up in real serious danger. And this one here on 10, so your feet are lined up and her shoulders all the way to the left edge of the fairway. This one again, left, going further left. Forced to take a drop from the penalty area there. Let's take a look at this. Something that she works on is trying to keep her spine angle centered. Looks good on the takeaway. A little bit laid off there at the top. Didn't quite hold it off enough through the ball. It's hard to tell whether she was able to keep her spine angle centered from that angle, which is something that she works on with her coach, Siwoo Lee. And she does have the, I used to.
This is the 4th shot of Jin Young Ko at the par 4 10th.
Ball is sitting reasonably well, but a little slope to deal with.
So she's going to lose. Made a bogey at the 5th when she got out of position off the tee, and she's hit 3 fairways today, Kay.
Oh, yeah, that'll wear on you. You just start, especially when you're missing it left. I think that's any golfer's worst nightmare. Yesterday, she managed to make 2 really good saving par putts to keep her momentum going. But this is the first time that she's been in danger of making a double if she doesn't get this to fall.
She does have the mental ability to reset things, but can she reset her golf swing right here? I mean, those lefts, as we've seen, nothing good comes from missing these fairways. There are trouble all the way to the house, especially up the left side, Kay.
Definitely. Well, the tee shot that she'll face at 12 is fairly wide open, so she should relax on that one. Oh, that's big.
Now, she's made 2 eagles today, but that bogey save keeps her tied for the lead.
Just said, okay, that's just the largest. I mean, she's ahead by 6, way back by at least
4.
6.
Yeah.
And I mean, back in the lead, what perseverance.
Back on the tee at the 11th. Ko.
Little bit of wind starting to pick up, just kind of, it's been so dead still today that I think that was a little disconcerting. After watching her 2 fellow competitors struggle to get it up to the top of the ridge, Jin Young going to go with her 5 hybrid. Loves this club. Oh, started it a little too far right with a cut. Depends on the bounce.
And that was a bit of an anti-left swing there. That was not going to miss left.
I think anyone that can help you simplify any parts of your game, that's a good thing. This is not the easiest shot here for Jin Young Ko, Tom. It's sitting in real sticky, kind of that Kentucky bluegrass, and it's cross grain.
Yeah, got a great look there. Just trying to release it down to the hole. Needs to go a bit. Not quite a guaranteed 3 for Jin Young Ko. Victory of her Epson Tour career earlier this season, but hasn't translated that into LPGA Tour results. Maybe it'll change here on Sunday. Jin Young Ko now for a par at the 11th.
2 pretty stressful holes in a row in terms of challenging yourself mentally over these putts to either save bogey as she did on the last hole, now save par.
She's set up with this very straight here, maybe inside right if anything. Putter head aimed a little more to the right than the lines on the ball.
Good up and down, but it's going to be interesting to watch how she handles these closing holes here with the lefts off the tee. You saw that tee shot there, guarding against going left. It's something that she struggled with a few times.
Might run a bit, so I could get 150.
Jin Young Ko was ahead by 4 at one point on the front 9. She now trails by 1.
Left to right?
Into left to right.
At the 12th.
Pretty good indicator that she is not comfortable on any tee shot is that this fairway is almost 50 yards wide, and she missed the fairway to the right in the first cut. Unable to go for the green in 2 because of the lie. Just sitting down in that sticky rough, so making sure she stays short of the bunker on the right.
Yeah, there was no way she was going to miss another tee shot there left on 12.
As the 3rd shot at the par 5.
I think it'll spin back off that behind it.
Not as long.
I wouldn't go any less than 63, 64 to carry.
I'll carry them. Lay into little.
Yeah.
Playing 55.
Say a little more. 67.
70?
Yeah.
67, right?
Yeah. I like 67.
And that's the nature of this game, just trying to be as precise as you can with the distance you want to land the shot. 74 yards it is to the hole. Right now, the wind's lied down.
Looks like it's in a divot, Kay.
That makes it more difficult, but she proved yesterday she was quite good hitting out of divots.
And that was at 17. Hit it out of a divot hole, and this is more like it. And now Jin Young Ko, after that ruling for Saganda. This to make it again a three-way tie at the top.
Yes, Saganda's on the green with a birdie putt upcoming. Jin Young Ko has had a long time to read this putt. She should have it perfectly visualized by now.
More time to visualize it isn't always ideal.
No, she just pushed that, I think, ever so slightly. And then it just peeled right.
Didn't quite play enough break, but it is one of the hardest things about golf. If the ball doesn't move. It looks like where her line was aimed was further left than where her putter was actually aimed. We saw the opposite on the close-up on.
We go to the tee at the 13th. They're quite a way behind now. It's a very poor pace of play today, you have to say, Kay. This is Jin Young Ko.
It has been, and it kind of feels like an anchor is just dragging you down. It takes a lot to defy that and try to stay focused and try to stay energized. Wind helping. Jin Young going with less than driver. Not a particularly long hole, but a good tee shot there that finds the short grass.
He started the round at 5 past 11. It is now 3 minutes past 3, and they've played 12 holes. Now at the 13th, the final 3, and Jin Young Ko's second.
145 yards to the hole. That was an 8-iron on a good line. That flags down in that little valley.
I'm asking for it to come back. It's not quite that steep. Eason, moving away from that top 100 bubble is huge. Of course, chance to win is massive for her. Now, Ko at the 13th for birdie.
Yeah, this to get to 15 under, downhill, little bit of right to left break, down to that low point. When she was holding a lot of putts the last couple days, just 26 putts yesterday, 27 on Friday, but a little cold with the putter today. A little colder, I should say.
Her shot in on 10 too, Tom. That iron play. Wow.
All right, Jin Young Ko wayward off the tee, middle of the round. She's hit a couple of fairways in a row. Here she is at 14.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Get up.
She needs to get it going. 4-shot lead on the front line, front 9. She's now down by 2. And finally comes to rest. She'll have that.
From what we've seen, just seen a player hole out for a 2. Let's go to 14.
And to tie the lead, Jin Young Ko. She's back on top. And she's found the fairway the last 2 holes. It's given her good looks.
Yeah, she's just been able to put that out of her mind. And, you know, we talked.
Time. It is going to be a tough task with the proven winner, Jin Young Ko, rolling them in like this. Tied for the lead, 4 to play.
Under and get within 1. 6 under for the day. 15.
Jin Young Ko on the tee. Oh no, you've got to hit it long if you go down the right side. So with that club,
That race today.
Gonna wrap the club.
Where is the line? It's like
Just between the flag and the tower.
And the tree one.
The tree.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Big, like a dark tree.
Where the tower
Just
is.
between flag and then the yellow mark.
Yeah, I mean, I like more towards the yellow mark. We don't really want to go like left. I just think he's going to wrap the club.
Yeah.
It's just,
The
you know,
short
like
is
a
better.
punchy, yeah, like a punchy 7. Hopefully we can roll one up there, but it's,
With the yellow.
yeah. I would say just, yeah, I mean, a little left of the yellow is the middle of the green. Okay, you don't want to go more right than the yellow because that's where the bunker cuts in. So just a little left of the yellow.
Dave's concerned about the grass there wrapping around the shaft of the club as it comes into the ball and turning the ball over. So there is some risk with this shot. Number Jin Young Ko tied for the lead.
Quite a bit back in her stance. Looks like it did come out left.
Oh, scooted over the bunker and going to hang in that rough. Well, not going to be easy. If that ball is lying down, we can't see it.
Misread, just pushed it too a little bit.
Oh, no.
With like darkness and stuff.
That is not what we wanted to hear. It's not just the rain, it's the electricity. That's the force.
We're still planning on a 4:30 finish, so still this would have been before that time.
Thank you.
So 3 holes back at the 15th. Jin Young Ko now ready. Now, what do you think she can expect from this rough here after the rain that's fallen?
It's going to be wet. Going to have to keep the speed up through the shot. I like that big swing. Played it almost like a bunker shot.
Wow.
Just fabulous.
You look at these other players in contention. You add all of their wins up, and they don't match Jin Young Ko's 15 LPGA titles. Another 10 on the KO. All right, so she will stay at 14 under, it would appear, and now Jin Young Ko to stay at minus 15 for par at the 15th hole. Well, fist bump. You don't see that from Jin Young very often. I think she knows for sure what this means for her. It doesn't matter how many you've won, Morgan. You cherish every one, don't you?
Yeah, and you're right. You never really see her get excited or the opposite, show frustration on the golf course. But I mean, the group ahead is finishing out on the hole ahead. Be interested to see if they're informed to pick up the pace a little bit here. But just a short shot here, 130 yards to this whole location. Greens are more receptive after that storm, already a little bit more receptive today than they have been all week. I'd expect her to be aggressive with this one, just slightly right of the hole. Quite a safe shot. Up the hill, breaking to the left. It's kind of putting across a decent ridge here. As Kay said, you know, the greens would be slightly slower.
Thank you.
Slightly slower than what the players experienced earlier today. A little bit of moisture sitting on top of the greens as well. Focus on your speed here.
It's going to be a par for Jin Young. Number 1 in the world, more weeks than anyone in the 18-year history of the Rolex rankings. Now here on this first day of September, 16 months since her last LPGA. Keep it up on that proper tier and finished birdie. So she went from 7 shots back when the round began to 2 ahead today. She's led by 4 today. She's trailed by 2, and here we are.
64, 2 in a row. What a weekend.
So here is Jin Young. Remember, Head on You has a short putt for birdie at the 18th to take the lead. First things first for Jin Young, who has struggled to find fairways today, at least early in the round. Trying to find one here at the 17th.
He's had a bit of a left miss, so let's see what shows up here. I'd say in that sense, probably going back to the range and hitting some balls may have helped her get the opportunity to work out whatever kink that was. Maybe even talk to somebody who had been watching the coverage, saw what was going on.
Dropped back to follow Jin Young in.
She has the benefit of having just watched Carlota Ciganda putt on virtually the same line. Carlota was about 3 feet further away. Carlota put a pretty darn good roll on it. I thought it would move a little more down to the left, but I think the speed she carried kept it straight at the end. The low part, the green tilts right to left, so it should have some sort of right to left movement to it. Oh, and she underhit that. I think she saw the firmness that Carlota hit. She wanted to take a little off of that, but took too much.
Just that little bit of moisture, Kay, making a difference.
We've got a par putt for Jin Young Ko to stay tied for the lead, headed to the par 5 18th as the rain continues to fall.
He can hit long drives and accurate irons, but it always comes down to these monumental 2 to 4 footers that you have to make. You hit thousands of them in practice, but can you make it when it matters on Sunday?
This is a new putter she's put in the bag this week, her 5th different putter of the season.
I'd say it's working pretty well.
Dave Berger said it's not that unusual for her to go through a few different putters during the season. After Saturday at the U.S. Open, she actually went to a sporting goods store and spent $400 on a new putter. There's a player who, we all have our quirks and superstitions, some more than others.
All right, Jin Young Ko to the par 5 18th, tied for the lead. A birdie would give her a 16th career victory. A par, we go back to a playoff. If she can't make par or better, then it's Head on You's victory here in Boston.
That looked like it. Was that a 3-wood she hit off the tee? I was down the fairway a little bit, playing conservatively.
Yep.
Definitely not even going for the green and 2 into play.
Taking less than driver off the tee at the par 5 18th. And trying to put herself in position.
Kind of just left edge of that white fence.
I like that
You see
move.
white
Stay loose out there.
That's 150.
Yeah. We're finishing at 65. That's what we want.
The red stick is fine. Stays
Yeah.
like this.
Yep, I like that. That's good.
In one way, laying up short and in this first cut of rough makes it kind of challenging because you're having a different vista, a different viewpoint, probably from what you've laid up all week. But on the positive side, she can go ahead and hit like this 5 hybrid and just hit it down there at that little circular, that little button bunker. And she'll stay on this side of it.
She's got significantly more club than anybody's had laying up here, but
Yeah,
that'll be
kinda
okay.
hit it a good way down there, kind of peeled right, but that'll be just fine.
Then she's finished with a 64, and here comes Jin Young Ko. Dominant player in her time on the LPGA Tour. Has had a way of making it look easy at times. This impossible game to master. Here with a win, she would have her 16th LPGA title, breaking a tie with Yanni Sen, among others. It would be her 8th consecutive season with a victory. The last time any LPGA player had a streak of at least 8 years, it was Annika back in 2006. It just shows you the remarkable consistency. That even includes 2020, when she only played 4 tournaments because of COVID. Think about the last 6 weeks when she was contending at the Amundi Evian Championship, lost the lead late there, came back and won in Canada, won again in Scotland a couple of weeks ago. All right, here is Jin Young Ko. A birdie gives her the victory.
They know where they stand. Going to try to get this up and in from 98 yards. Needs to pull off a top quality wedge shot.
See it?
It's hard to, we've talked about this, the flags are dark. They're dark blue, and it's hard to see, especially with all of the rain gear and the umbrellas beyond. So just backing up to readjust to her target. Take dead aim.
Well, that's the kind of shot you would expect from one of the very best of the modern era. She loves that 90-meter layup, and she executed it brilliantly. She'll have that putt for a walk-off win.
Yeah, that was exquisite. Lovely tempo. You know, even though she never shows it outwardly, you know she has to be feeling some adrenaline, has to be in this moment, but still kept everything so smooth. Just the slightest bit of spin. I mean, that is to perfection, the distance control under that amount of pressure.
Think about how she managed the 7th hole today, trying to decide whether to hit her second shot over the massive bunker, opted to lay up. It led to a birdie. And now Jin Young Ko crosses that bridge here to the 18th green. She'll have a bit of a wait. She'll be the last entry, and these great players haven't disappointed.
Yeah, it's been so much fun to be here. Players love the energy that they get from crowds like we've had out here this week. This event grow.
Got Dave Brooker from Old England. Makes his home now in New here, not too far away. And he's been on the bag of the 2 players who've been #1 in the world more than anyone else in the history of the rankings, Lorena Ochoa and Jin Young Ko. The great golf that stage is set. Jin Young Ko getting a look here as this putt for a walk-off.
Morgan, I'm standing just about opposite of the hole of where she's putting to, so I've got a direct line on this, and it looks like it has to have some right to left break. But as we're seeing, there's just less of that movement the more the rain falls, and the more moisture there is on the green. So it'll be interesting to see if she decides to just hit this a little more firmly and take some of that out, or if more turn than we know is there.
Yeah, her putting the last couple days has been really stellar. She's 4th in putting this week. Yesterday made almost 100 feet of putts. And we've seen her make a couple clutch ones already since returning to the golf course after the delay.
Looks like she was lining up to play this just outside the right edge.
Just keep the speed up.
That moved a lot.
Just ran out of a little bit of steam there, Kay. And just a little bit of the moisture on the greens. Gives Head-On some life.
We're going
We're gonna
back to the
have
18th for a playoff.
Bonus golf.
A two.
Next week at the Solheim Cup has worked so hard this season to get on that team on her own. Let's take another look here at Jin Young's putt. I'm kind of surprised. I expected this to go in, I have to say.
Yep.
And just ran out of steam.
Each player will maybe. And so Head-On being ferried from that practice putting green. Jin Young already back at the 18th tee. She's trying to close out her 7th straight 54-hole lead in an LPGA event. See her golf bag there? She used to have a heart for every one of her victories. But at some point, the bag's not big enough. She's got 24 career victories, 25 actually, when you count the KLPGA and the LPGA Tour. Those 4 hearts for her 4 majors, 2 on this tour, 2 on the KLPGA. And so each of these players
While since she's made a full swing.
Yeah. That going up the left side, and actually is going to end up just fine. There's so much more moisture, and I don't know how many holes of daylight there really is.
I think there's 1 hole for sure that we can get in, and then after that,
I
no
would
guarantees.
say 2. I would say they could 2 holes for sure, and then who knows.
Official sunset is 7:17, which is 15 minutes from right now. Cloud cover not helping with the amount of daylight remaining to play.
Beautiful.
And that a much straighter line than she had in regulation. Doesn't have to deal with the rough. They're both about the same distance away.
72 holes, not enough to determine a champion in this inaugural FM Championship. Head-On You and Jin Young Ko on the first extra hole. Steve K.
She is. She's about 3 paces outside of Head-On, more in the center of the fairway. Head-On's up towards the left-hand side. This is a 7-iron, looking to hit like a 150-yard shot that will leave her roughly 100 to the front, 116 to the hole. If you're going to lay up, you just want to make sure you keep it well short of that bunker. Fairway tilts a little left to right.
She's going to be a little further back than she was in regulation. She got it all the way down there to just a short wedge. They're going to have a little bit more, just a little bit further back as well, it would appear.
Jin Young Ko is among the winningest active players on the LPGA Tour. Lydia Ko just got her 21st last week at St. Andrews. Nelly Korda with 6 wins this year to get to 14. Stacey Lewis and Brooke Henderson with a baker's dozen each.
Yeah, Jin Young's just had some injury struggles even throughout her entire career. A little bit of neck, shoulder issues. She said she woke up in Asia earlier this year, just was in so much pain. Took a little while to recover from that and to even be able to practice again. I was talking to Dave Brooker earlier this year. He said, yeah, she's finally able to start practicing again. And, you know, you see a player teeing it up and you think they're fine, but there's a lot that goes into it as well, and the ability to hit balls and really work on your game the way that you want is important too.
Bogey or worse. She hit 63 straight greens in regulation a couple of years ago at the CME Group Tour Championship. Mastering at least for short moments a game that just can't be.
Just a fraction left.
To look at, she prepares to play her third.
In regulation, she had 98, now 111 yards.
You want to try and land it 9 meters more than the last one. Little. Yeah.
Tiny bit of breeze, just starting to move the treetops around a little bit. Don't think it should affect the shot any.
Dave said hit it 9 meters more than last time. Gonna take dead aim after head-on shot. The pole as well. Oh no.
She pulled the club back like she knew it was long. And how about that leave?
Yeah, that's that little bit of a pull that we see her struggle with her irons from now and again. It's what we saw with her driver earlier today, but we haven't seen the pull with the iron in this round. It just shuts the face down, similar to what we saw from Allisen Corpuz, but from shorter range. And now huge advantage from head-on. That went way down below the putting surface. And really tricky to just get it up and down.
The weekend began with Head-on You up by 6 after just a nearly flawless 62. But the flaws started early for Head-on on Saturday. She made a double bogey at the first, made another at the fourth. You will wait and watch as Jen Young tries to figure out a way to get this somewhere close.
Yeah, I mean, the idea of making birdie and chipping in from here is so low percentage. I think at this point she has to just swallow the fact that she hit a bad shot. She's over the green. Now, how can I make par? No guarantee that Head-on is going to make this birdie putt, but get it up there tight or within reasonable distance to make par and force your opponent to have to make the putt to win it outright.
Yep.
This tightly mown grass is very wet. She's got to clip this nicely. It is a little bit of an uphill lie, which will help get more altitude and help have this land softly. Green is softer. About 7 paces of green to work with.
Everything's sloping away from her. I'm interested where she wants to land this. I think it's about where she was just standing there, which is just kind of on the crest of the hill, but just into the fringe, enough to take a little pace off of it. If you hit this shot, you have to hit your mark, or it could go very wrong.
She is still going to be out. That'll be a putt for par for Jin Young Ko. And Head-on You has taken control here in this playoff.
That was in the wrong spot.
And this is what I was saying. If you play this low shot, you've got to hit it perfectly. As opposed to opting for a higher shot, which is maybe higher risk. But here we are in a playoff. Your opponent is 12 feet for birdie. You have to get up and down no matter what. This is a huge putt right here.
You might have a better read on this than I do.
Well, she's got to make it. And then just wait to see if Heydon makes hers.
One thing I know, Morgan, is this is quite slow. Carlota Ciganda putted from this area earlier and came up short. It should be a little bit of, well, not a tremendous amount of movement, but it's just a matter of getting the speed right on this. She almost has to play this like it's 3 feet longer than it actually is.
Man, there's no room for leaving this short right now. This has
No.
turned into match play situation.
Well,
Your decisions are dependent on your opponent here.
she'll hold a 50-footer earlier today en route to making eagle on the second hole, so she hopefully can think back to that moment and know she can do it here.
So now 2 putts for Heydon Yu.
Excellent effort there. Gave it a good chance, but big mistake on this hole was on the 3rd shot, the approach to the green. Missed it in the only place.
After so many close calls, it's Yu again in the winner's circle. Heydon Yu